1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sound check. Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good.
Time to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me? I'm Nicholas Eberstadt from American Enterprise Institute. I'm going to be your moderator today. I'm a ringer from outside. It's an honor for me to be part of this Hudson Government of Japan HRNK event. For translation, English, Channel 1, Japanese, Channel 2, Korean, Channel 3. I think we have compelling testimony and commentary for you today. If I could leave you with two thoughts, they would be these. Number one, you will see that the abduction issue is not a small sectarian Japan-only issue. North Korean abductions of innocent civilians occur in victim populations the world over. This is an organized, state-run crime syndicate. Point number two, the North Korean government does not abduct innocent victims from nations abroad as a sort of a random, unusual predilection of their state. The violation of human rights that you learn about from worldwide abductions is in the DNA of the North Korean state, and it is the same contempt for innocent victims abroad that you see visited upon the hapless subjects of North Korean state, and also that you see in North Korea's belligerent behavior in the nuclear crisis internationally. At this point, let me pass over the podium to the three co-chairmen, from Ken Weinstein. How about you begin? And the others.
Thank you very much, Nick. You have written widely and with deep insight and spoken very forcefully on this critical issue for some time to come. Good morning, I'm Ken Weinstein. I am President and CEO of Hudson Institute. One bit of housekeeping before we get underway. I want to welcome our viewers on C-SPAN. I want to welcome our viewers in Japan and our audience here. If you're using the headsets, English is channel 1, Japanese is channel 2, Korean is channel 3. Again, English 1, Japanese 2, Korean 3 as we get underway. We at Hudson Institute are deeply honored to co-sponsor this timely conference on the issue of abductees in North Korea with our friends at Human Rights in North Korea and our friends in the government of Japan. Japan has been critical to Hudson Institute for more than half a century since our founding by the late geostrategist Herman Kahn, who was the first to predict the rise of Japan as an economic superpower. And over the last few weeks, we have inaugurated our Japan chair and an Asia-Pacific security chair as well, with increased dedication to the critical importance of the U.S.-Japan alliance. We have a long history of work on North Korea and on the abductee issue. This is an issue that has profound resonance for us here at Hudson Institute. Our Senior Vice President, Scooter Libby, who will be moderating the second panel, worked on this issue at the White House, at the Pentagon, and since here at Hudson Institute. Senior Fellow Melanie Kirkpatrick has written widely on this issue in her days at the Wall Street Journal editorial pages, and since with Hudson Institute as well. And her husband, Senior Fellow Jack David, serves on the board of Human Rights in North Korea and helped bring us together for this important conference. We're honored to have 5 members of the Japanese Diet with us here this morning. The State Minister of the Cabinet Office, Akira Sato, as well as Keiji Furuura, the chairman of the Committee of Congressional Members to Act for the Early Release of Japanese Victims Abducted by North Korea. These 5 Diet members and the others as well present here are the latest of a long series of major Japanese dignitaries to visit with us here at Golden Week, including Deputy Chief Cabinet Secretary Nishimura, National Security Advisor Yachi-san, and Diet member Kenshiro Koizumi, who visited with us yesterday. But we are most especially honored to have the families of the abductees with us here today. You have shown incredible grace and dignity in immense personal pain, which none of us in this room can begin to fathom, with dedication to your loved ones, to seeing them again, or to their memories, in assuring that this issue remain on the agenda. And I really want to single out Takuya Yokota and your parents for all you have done and your family has done to raise this issue. Cindy Warmbier, who is a hero to all of us here in Washington and beyond, who have grown to love the memory of your incredible son, Otto. Koichiro Izuka, the Vice General Secretary of the Families of Victims kidnapped by North Korea. Michael Sneden, whose brother David was kidnapped by North Korea 15 years ago. And Wang In-cheol, who was a 2-year-old, had his father kidnapped in the 1969 KAL kidnapping series. Now this immense and profound and unimaginable personal pain is something you folks live with every day, and it is very much on our minds today and at every moment when there is a critical period of negotiations between North Korea and the West. We've seen 2 summits. The Hanoi summit recently concluded without much progress, it should be noted. And the question for us today is, can we see concrete progress on the abduction issue and on Japanese North Korean relations, on U.S.-North Korean relations and beyond, which are central, and how central is the abductee issue to moving relations forward and to progress in these negotiations. Without any further ado, I am pleased now to turn it over to Greg Scarlatti of Human Rights in North Korea.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good morning. I'm delighted to meet you today. I'm Greg Scarlatti, the Executive Director of the Committee for Human Rights in North Korea, HRNK, based here in Washington, D.C. It is truly an honor and a privilege to co-host this landmark conference this morning, together with our colleagues at the Hudson Institute and together with the government of Japan. Our organization is also humbled to be in the presence of abductee family members from Japan and South Korea, as well as distinguished representatives of the Warmbier and the Sneden families. They have been through sorrow, and they have not wavered from turning their sorrow into action, into meaningful action, from joining us at this type of event. HRNK was established 18 years ago by a group of scholars, former government officials, and private sector representatives, all human rights luminaries and visionaries. 2 of them represent HRNK here today, Jack David and Nick Everstad. They're board members of HRNK. This is an organization that has been dedicated exclusively to the researching, investigation, the monitoring, and reporting on the North Korean human rights situation. Since 2001, we have published 40 reports on issues critical to understanding, appreciating, and eventually resolving the North Korean human rights conundrum. Our studies have established our reputation, our role in the growing international network of human rights, humanitarian assistance, and policy organizations committed to opening up and revealing North Korea to most of the world. HRNK has been researching and investigating the abduction of Japanese and nationals of other countries by North Korea for more than a decade. After years of research and close collaboration with friends and colleagues in Japan and other countries, HRNK published Taken, to this day the most comprehensive English language report on the abduction of Japanese nationals and nationals of other countries by North Korea. We have provided complimentary copies of the report to all conference participants. Of course, other publications are available on our website. Japanese citizens have been taken. North Korean missiles have pierced through Japanese airspace, making Japan and the world painfully aware of the danger posed by North Korea, by its missiles, its nuclear weapons, and other tools of death. Just like families from 14 other countries, Japanese families deserve to know the fate of their abducted relatives, many of whom are still alive in North Korea today. Our organization, together with the networks we belong to, are fully dedicated to finding out the truth about the fate of all abductees. We are fully dedicated to ensuring the swift return of those who are still alive in North Korea. If North Korea is approached with the aim of addressing both serious political security concerns and this critical human rights issue, the abduction of foreign nationals by North Korea, human rights organizations will salute this development. Human rights has often been outcompeted by other issues of great concern, political, security, missile issues. We also see this as an opportunity to continue to elevate the importance of the human rights issues that we address, in particular, the abduction of foreign nationals by North Korea. Our ultimate goal this morning is to ensure the return of those who are still in Korea, in North Korea, to their loved ones, and to bring closure to those whose relatives will not be able to return. Thank you very much. We look forward to a great conference.
おはようございます。内閣府副大臣をして、拉致担当をしております佐藤明と申します。よろしくお願いを申し上げます。まず本セミナーを共催をしていただいたハドソン研究所のケネス・ワインシュタイン所長様、そして北朝鮮人権委員会のグレッグ・スカラト事務総長に深くお礼を申し上げたいと思います。また司会とデモレーターをお務めになる AEI のニック・エヴァ・スタートさん、ハドソン研究所上級副所長のスクーター・リビ様、そして登壇者の皆様、そしてご来場の皆様、本日はお集まりをいただき、誠にありがとうございます。主催者側として心から歓迎と感謝の意を表したいと思っております。さて、本日のテーマでございます。拉致問題に関して、日本では1970年代から80年代にかけて、多くの日本人が北朝鮮により拉致をされました。拉致被害者の規模は政府が公式に認定している方だけでも17名、さらに北朝鮮による拉致の可能性が排除されない方が800名以上おられます。2002年に5名の拉致被害者の方々が帰国されて以来、1人の帰国も実現しておりません。被害者の方々はもちろん、その帰国を切なる思いで待ち続けるご家族の方々の40年以上にわたる苦しみや悲しみは、とても言葉で言い表せるものではございません。私自身、今日お越しの古谷圭司元拉致担当大臣の下で、拉致問題に関する議員連盟の一員として、長年にこの問題に関わっておりました。そして昨年10月から担当副大臣に就任し、さまざまな機会を通じて、ご家族の皆様の切なる思いを伺っておりますが、いまだ解決に至ってないことは、誠に痛感の極みでございます。拉致問題は、我が国の主権及び国民の命と安全に関わる重大な問題であり、国の責任において解決すべき課題でございます。日本政府としては、あらゆる機会を捉え、各国に対して拉致問題を提起し、協力を要請をしてきております。先般、第2回米朝首脳会談が行われました。トランプ大統領からキム委員長に対し、改めて拉致問題を提起していただいたことを心強く感謝を申し上げております。先週、安倍総理が訪米の際にも、両首脳は引き続き拉致問題の早期解決に向けて、頻繁に連携をしていくことを確認し、トランプ大統領からは今後も全面的に協力をするという力強いお言葉がありました。 北朝鮮との関係に関する日本政府の方針は、拉致、核、ミサイルのといった諸懸案を包括的に解決し、不幸な過去を清算して、国交正常化を目指していくというものであり、この方針は変わりはございません。最後に、私から本日のプログラムについて申し上げます。まず、ご来場いただいた皆様には、ご家族の苦悩について、実際の生の声に耳を傾けていただく機会を設けさせていただきました。拉致被害者のご家族を代表して、日本からは横田拓也さん、飯塚浩一郎さんにお越しをいただいております。横田拓也さんの姉、横田めぐみさんは、42年前、まだ13歳の少女だったとき、学校から自宅帰る途中ですね、下校途中に拉致されました。飯塚浩一郎さんのお母さんである田口八重子さんは、当時1歳だった浩一郎さんを残して、22歳の時に拉致をされました。2人とも、いまだ帰国を果たしておりません。また、米国からは北朝鮮に17ヶ月間にわたり拘束され、昏睡状態で解放された後、ほどなく亡くなった夫ワームビさんのお母様であるシディ・ワームビ様、そして中国において北朝鮮に拉致された疑いがあるデビッド・スネードンさんのお兄様であるマイケル・スネードン様、そして50年前の大韓航空機ハイジャック事件で北朝鮮に拉致されたファン・オンさんの息子さんのファン・インチョル様にもお越しをいただいております。これらの方々の生の声を伺う機会に加え、本日は拉致問題に取り組まれてきた日本及び米国の議員の方々や北朝鮮に関する有識者の方々をお招きをし、議論を行っていただきたいと思います。政府関係者、議会関係者のみならず、シンクタンクや NGO の皆様と共に今回行うのセミナーを機に、さまざまなレベルで日米連携が深まることを強く期待をしておるところでございます。どうか本日はよろしくお願いを申し上げたいと思います。ありがとうございます。
Well, let's begin with our first panel, please. If we could have Mr. Yakota, Mr. Isuki, Mr. Huang, it's warm beer, Mr. Sneden, come up here. We'll then have each of our speakers testify for 6 minutes. We are all so very, very sorry for your loss. Could we up here? I think just. Cindy, Michael. Why don't you sit next to Cindy? Okay. I'll sit over here. May I ask the members of our panel to limit their remarks to 6 minutes, if you can, please. And Mr. Yakota Sensei, maybe we'll ask you to begin.
皆様こんにちは。私は北朝鮮の工作員たちによって拉致された横田めぐみの弟の横田拓也と申します。本日はモデレーターのニック・エバースタット様の力添えに対してまず最初にお礼申し上げます。横田めぐみは1977年11月に新潟市にある中学校からの下校途中にわずか13歳の若さで暴力的に家族から引き離され、日本の地から北朝鮮に拉致されました。何の罪もない民間の少女が経験した恐怖はいかなるものであったかと思うと心が張り裂けそうです。脱北した北朝鮮の元工作員たちの話によれば、横田めぐみは北朝鮮の工作船の船底に閉じ込められ、 お母さん助けてと何度も泣き叫んでいたといいます。鍵のかかった部屋の中から必死にドアを叩き、爪をかきむしっていたため、姉の指先が血だらけであったといいます。横田めぐみが拉致されてから41年が経過します。もしこの事件が姉の身に起きていなければ、さまざまな自己実現を叶え、そして希望ある人生を続けていたことでしょう。姉は小さい頃から読書が好きで、そして動物や植物、そして音楽や美術など多くのことに興味を持ち、その頃からたくさんの将来の夢を描いていたはずです。高校大学に入学し、自分の自己実現を叶えるために就職をして、世の中に貢献することを選び、そして恋愛や結婚、そして子供や家庭を持つことを夢見ていたはずです。それが一瞬にして北朝鮮の独裁者の指示により、工作員たちの暴力的な拉致により踏みにじられ、今も拘束されたまま過酷な人生を強いられています。拉致事件というのは言うまでもなく重大な人権侵害問題です。同時に北朝鮮による拉致事件は主権侵害や領海侵犯をも含む犯罪行為であることを忘れてはなりません。この意味から北朝鮮を利する立場にある国家や個人は非難されなければなりません。私たち拉致被害者家族が何度も国際社会に訴えかけたことも奏功し、多くの国が北朝鮮の暴力性や平気で嘘をつく国家であることを知りました。北朝鮮は3つの罪を犯していると私は考えます。一つは罪のない民間の13歳の少女を主権侵害と領海侵犯した上で拉致した罪。二つ目は拉致した事実を隠蔽するために死亡診断書を作成し、そして横田めぐみのケースでは幕引きを図るために他人の遺骨を持ち出し、さらなる苦しみと悲しみを待っている被害者家族たちに突きつけることを躊躇なく行ったこと。三つ目は横田めぐみをはじめとする拉致被害者本人を外交交渉の材料にし、なおも人質外交を堂々と続けていることです。これらの独裁者たちの勝手な行いにより、横田めぐみをはじめとする多くの拉致被害者たちは想像を絶する過酷な時間を過ごさなくてはなりません。この人権侵害問題は日本人拉致被害者だけにとどまりません。本日のセミナーには米国のマイケル・スノダンさんとシンディ・ワンブヤさんが出席されています。そして被害国は韓国、レバノン、タイ、そしてルーマニアなどの複数の国にまたがる広範かつ深刻な問題であることを忘れてはなりません。シンディさんの大切なご子息である夫ワムビヤさんは北朝鮮当局による暴力を受け、米国に戻った直後に不幸にして他界されました。北朝鮮当局がどれほどひどい暴力行為をしたかは明らかです。このような人権侵害問題を絶対に忘れてはなりません。私たち拉致被害者家族が初めてシンディさんと米国でお会いした際に、シンディさんはこう言いました。黙っていてはいけない、立ち向かなくてはならないと全身の勇気を振り絞って叫び、そして私たちに勇気を与えてくださいました。私たち拉致被害者家族はワームビヤ家の悲しみを共有していますし、スネドン家の苦しみを共有しています。私はワームビヤ家ご一家からオットーと刻まれたバッジをいただきました。私は今そのバッジをこの手に握りしめて必死に訴えています。私の声であり、横田めぐみの声であり、オットー君の声なき声です。ここにいる私たち全員がどこか遠い知らないところで起きていることであるというふうには思わず、現在進行形の人権侵害が我がことの問題として起きているということをしっかり理解し、その上で何をしなければならないのかということを心に誓うべきです。北朝鮮が米国を相手に首脳会談を2回実施しました。1回目のシンガポールの会談時に、金正恩委員長はシンガポールの高級ホテルの屋上から輝く夜景を見ていました。彼は何を思っていたでしょうか。綺麗な夜景だとは考えなかったでしょう。なぜ自分の国である北朝鮮は暗黒世界のままなのだろうかと思ったことだと思います。2500万人の国民の自由と人権を恐怖と暴力で圧殺し、核開発をはじめとする軍事費に膨大なお金を投じ続けています。この瞬間にも明日の命をつなぐどころか、今日の命をつなぐためにどうしたらよいかを悩み苦しんでいる北朝鮮国民がいることも忘れてはなりません。北朝鮮当局が非核化を約束し、諸外国と真摯に向き合い、とりわけ日本をはじめとする拉致された国家に対して謝罪をするとともに、全拉致被害者を即時一括帰国さえすれば、北朝鮮は明るい未来を描くことができますし、金正恩委員長の体制の保障も担保できるでしょうし、そして親子3代で口にしていた肉の入ったスープを飲ませる約束を北朝鮮国民に叶えてあげることもできるはずです。米朝の首脳会談は決裂しました。私たちが知る範囲では、北朝鮮は非核化の意思はないということです。 今のままでは国連や米国、日本、ヨーロッパ諸国の経済制裁や背取りの監視により、北朝鮮は過去に例がないほど、経済的にも政治的にも苦しい立場に追い込まれます。仮に近い将来に3回目の米朝首脳会談が開催されるとしても、完全かつ不可逆的な非核化が約束されない限り、北朝鮮にとって明るい未来を描くことはできないでしょう。もし北朝鮮が米国に歩み寄ったとしても、非核化と引き換えの北朝鮮への経済支援は米国が負担することではなく、その多くが日本が背負うことになると思います。しかしながら日本の立場は一貫しており、全拉致被害者の即時一括帰国が果たされない限り、経済支援をすることはありません。部分的な解決や段階的な解決では納得しません。拉致被害者たちを帰国させず、双方の国に事件究明のためと称する連絡事務所の設置や、調査委員会の立ち上げという聞こえの良い隠蔽工作には絶対反対する立場を私たちは貫きます。北朝鮮当局は過去から現在に至るまで、拉致した被害者たちを24時間厳重管理し、どこで誰が何をしているかを把握しています。それを死亡を前提とするかの立場に立ち、一から調査しましょう。調査をすれば何かわかるかもしれませんというような騙しの手口には乗りません。これ以上私たち拉致被害者、そして拉致被害者家族を愚弄するのであれば、より強圧的な制裁が課され、後戻りできないほどの歴史に汚点を刻むことになるでしょう。私の個人の立場では、大切な姉を拉致した北朝鮮を許すことは絶対にできません。しかし私たちはキム・王朝をですね、打倒し、レジームチェンジをさせるための政治活動をしているわけではありません。単純に拉致した全拉致被害者を返せと主張しているだけです。キム・ジョンウン委員長の勇気ある英断に期待します。私の父は昨年4月から体調を壊し、入院を強いられています。救出の活動に先頭に立っていた頃とは違う、驚くほど弱っています。年齢は86歳です。長引けば長引くほど両親と横田めぐみが会えなくなるリスクが高まります。本当に時間がありません。どうか世界が一致団結して北朝鮮に圧力で追い込み、拉致事件の解決、ひいては人権問題の解決と非核化が進むように手を取り合おうではありませんか。皆様のお力添えと勇気ある行動に期待します。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございます。
本日はこのセミナーにお集まりいただき誠にありがとうございます。私は日本から来た飯塚浩一郎と申します。私の母は私が1歳の時である41年前に北朝鮮に工作員に拉致をされ、北朝鮮に連れ去られ、それ以降日本に帰られずにいます。そのため私に母の記憶がありません。母と会話した記憶がありません。母に触れた記憶もありません。母の名前は田口愛子と言います。拉致当時22歳だった彼女は働きながら1歳だった私と3歳の姉を育てていました。そんな時、彼女は北朝鮮の工作員によって突然拉致をされたのです。そして今なおその状態は続いています。2002年9月に北朝鮮と日本との間で首脳会談が開催され、北朝鮮は母を拉致をしたことを初めて認め、交通事故で死亡したと説明しました。その一報を聞いた私は、一度も見たことのない母に永遠に会えなくなってしまったのかとひどく落ち込みました。その時の気持ちは言葉ではうまく言い表せません。ただ止めどなく涙があふれてきたことを覚えています。しかし事実は違いました。田口八重子死亡の情報は根拠のないものでした。当時北朝鮮が示した死亡診断書とされる資料は捏造されたものでしたし、交通事故の報告書という資料に田口愛子の名前はありませんでした。北朝鮮による安否説明には多くの矛盾や誤りがあるのです。それは日本政府の調査でも明らかになっていることです。私は北朝鮮が根拠のない架空のストーリーを作り上げ、母を死亡したことにし、その存在を隠蔽しようとしたと考えています。彼女は今も北朝鮮で生きています。彼女は今も北朝鮮で救出されることを待っています。私の家族のような日本人が北朝鮮に拉致をされたケースは、日本政府が認定しているだけで17人に上ります。このうち5人は帰国を果たしましたが、まだ12人が帰国できていません。これ以外にも北朝鮮に拉致をされた可能性がある日本人は数百人に上るとされています。北朝鮮は未帰還者12人について8人死亡、 4人未入国と説明していますが、いずれの説明にも不自然な点や矛盾点が多くあり、死亡を裏付けるものは何もありません。例えば北朝鮮は2004年、横田めぐみさんの遺骨だとするものを出してきましたが、日本の政府により鑑定の結果、本人のものではない別人の DNA が検出され、遺骨はめぐみさんのものでないことが明らかになっています。さらに、北朝鮮による拉致事件は日本だけにはとどまりません。帰国した日本人拉致被害者などの証言から、日本以外にも韓国、タイ、ルーマニアなどの国民が北朝鮮に拉致をされた可能性があるとされています。また、2014年2月に公表された COI 報告書では、マレーシア、シンガポール、フランス、イタリア、オランダ、中国といった諸国にも拉致被害者が存在するとされており、北朝鮮による拉致問題は国際社会全体の人権問題なのです。これまで2018年6月、2019年2月と2回の米朝首脳会談が開催されました。この会談においてトランプ大統領はキム・ジョンウン委員長に直接拉致問題の解決を促しました。これは北朝鮮が日本人を拉致を認めた2002年9月の日朝首脳会談以降、北朝鮮の首脳自身が拉致問題を再考するきっかけの一つになったと思われます。今こそキム・ジョンウン委員長および北朝鮮は全拉致被害者の即時一括帰国の決断を行い、過去のしがらみから脱却し、新たな未来へと進むべきだと考えております。我々被害者家族は、全被害者の即時一括が実現できるのであれば、帰ってきた拉致被害者から秘密を聞き出すことや、日朝国交正常化に反対する意思はありません。強調しますが、我々家族は拉致被害者との静かな日常生活を送ることのみただただ切望しています。北朝鮮は過去、核実験やミサイル発射検証など平和への脅威を行ってきました。これに対し米国はこの脅威をなくすため、米朝首脳会談を行い、2月でのハノイでの会談でも分かります通り、一切の妥協なく鋭意努力を続けています。これと同様に我々被害者家族及び日本政府は一切の妥協なく全拉致被害者の即時一括帰国に向けて鋭意を努力しております。北朝鮮は一方的かつ都合のよい報告書の受領や一部の被害者のみを帰国させるような安易な解決を図るために画策を行ってきております。しかし、これに応じるような愚鈍な考えは日本は持ち合わせておりません。日本人拉致被害者の発生からすでに30年、40年の月日が経っています。被害者の家族の中には被害者との再会を果たせぬままこの世を去った親や兄弟もいます。これほどの悲劇はありません。失われた時間は戻ってきませんが、帰りを待ち続けている家族も高齢化しています。拉致問題はこれ以上時間をかけていい問題ではありません。最後にトランプ大統領及びアメリカ政府におかれましては、過去2度の米朝首脳会談での拉致問題の解決の提起など、拉致問題に対して多大なるご理解とご協力いただき、感謝の念に堪えません。被害者の帰国、つまり再会の時まで引き続きご協力を賜りますようお願い申し上げます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
Yes. Good morning. My name is Hwang In-chul, and I'm representing the 1969 Korean Air Abductees Family Association. First of all, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Japanese government for inviting me and to the Hudson Institute and the HRNK for co-hosting this seminar on the North Korean abduction issue. It breaks my heart to meet Mrs. Cindy Wonbier, who lost her to the brutal North Korean regime. Mrs. Wonbier, please accept my deepest condolences for your loss. My sympathy also goes to the other family members of the American and the Japanese abductees. Who could ever understand their pain, forever separated from their loved one due to the barbaric regime of North Korea? The pain is truly unbearable and cruel. In this photograph, the little boy is me, and the man holding me is my father. My father loved me very, very much. In the winter of 1969, I was just 2 years old. My father boarded a plane to go on a business trip, but the plane was hijacked and then flown to North Korea. In captivity, this is when my father cried out, "Send me back home." Under the international law, international customary law, the humanitarian principles. Send me back to home. Send me back home to my loving family. Despite his outcry, my father was taken away like an animal to the slaughterhouse, beaten and tortured for 2 weeks. My father's name is Hwang Won, and he was a 32-year-old TV producer in South Korea. On December 11, 1969, Korean Air YS-11 was hijacked just 10 minutes after takeoff by a North Korean sleeper agent. Due to pressure from the international community, the North Korean regime promised that it would repatriate all 50 people from the plane. That was February 1st. But then, on the 14th, the North broke its own promise, returning only 39 passengers. Testimony of the 39 people who returned revealed that my father was being detained against their will by the regime. On February 6, 1970, my father strongly argues that he should be sent back home. He sang a song titled, "I Want to Go Back in Korea." He kept singing that song as the soldier dragged him out. Ladies and gentlemen, that was 50 years ago. Since that day, my mother, my sister, and I have not seen our father. My grandmother spent the last years of her life in agony, longing to see her son again, but for 50 years, North Korea refuses to give us any information. But in 2030s, my father, of his own free will, tried to escape from North Korea. But his attempt failed. I felt so guilty because I could not help him. Help my father. The last I heard, he was living near Sarion City in North Korea. At the time of his abductions, my father was taken away for no legitimate reasons by North Korea criminal behavior, but now he cannot go home even though he wants. For the past 18 years, I have campaigned for my father's repatriation. Truly, it is so hard and difficult. Only one organization, Teach North Korea Refugee in Seoul, has helped me constantly since 2016. TNCare is composed of foreign volunteers. Thanks to their sense of justice, I can now bring international attention to my father's abduction and dream of his repatriation. There is not a single why my father should remain forcibly detained in North Korea. Not just my father, countless number of people are forcibly detained in North Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, when are you going to simply watch the barbaric behavior of North Korea government? Please take actions. The North Korea government hijacked a civil aircraft and refused to abide by the Convention for the Suppression of Unlawful Seizure of Aircraft. More than anything, I urge you and the international community to demand my father's repatriation. The saying goes for all the American and Japanese citizens who are abducted by North Korea. Under the rule of international law and the humanitarian principles, please demand their repatriation so that we can all reunite with our families. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to meet my father before he died. All the victims should be allowed to meet their families before they die. Please help us bring our families home while they are still alive. Thank you very much.
Michael Sneden, please.
I'll present a letter on behalf of my parents and the Sneden family. Dear friends, distinguished government officials, and honored guests, it is now 15 years since our brother and son, David Louis Sneden, disappeared in August 2004 while hiking through Yunnan Province, People's Republic of China. On that fateful summer's day when so much changed, David was just 24 years old. Years passed before we learned, little by little, bit by bit, more about David and his situation. Based upon information first from the Committee for Human Rights in North Korea, located here in Washington, later from Mr. Nishioka of NARCAN, the National Association for the Rescue of Japanese Kidnapped by North Korea, located in Tokyo, and more recently from Mr. Song-Yong Choi, president of the Abductees Family Union, located in Seoul, as well as listening to our hearts, we are now sure that David is being held by the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the DPRK. Over the years, our family has shared our frustrations and hopes with you at similar meetings and symposiums. Time marches relentlessly forward. Today's date, as we all know, is Friday, May 3rd, 2019. What most hear within the sound of my voice may not know is why May the 3rd is significant. Today is David Sneden's 39th birthday. And today is the 15th time that David has celebrated his birthday while being held in captivity. 15 years ago, this month, David said his goodbyes and left his parents and native land for what he thought would be a few months of studying and experiencing the Chinese language and culture before returning for his final year of study at Brigham Young University. Even in the context of abduction and captivity, there is reason for hope for David in the present situation. David is trilingual, English, Korean, and Mandarin, and has lived within the cultures represented by them. In the present political climate, which has been struggling with denuclearization and normalization of relations between the DPRK and its neighbors in the region, David's presence may be helpful to all concerned in such a critical time. His skills may be useful to negotiators from the DPRK if they should choose to use him behind the scenes. Regardless of David's present assignment, in our family, certain things have not changed. Indeed, our children, and most of all of David's nieces and nephews, pray daily for his welfare and safe return. It has been a long journey, but this journey, like all journeys, will come to an end. Today, we find hope in the eternal principle that just as the sun rises every morning to chase away the darkness, eventually good always triumphs over evil. If we are patient and work together for that which is good, we can hasten its triumph. My hope is that earlier today, David celebrated his last day of his last birthday of his long captivity. It is dark now where David is sleeping. My prayer is just as the sun rises each morning, David will soon experience the dawning of his brighter day. Through our quest for David's return, thankfully, we found many organizations which seek to make a difference. And most importantly, we have found the many wonderful families of North Korean abductees who also suffer from similar feelings for their missing loved ones, particularly the Yokota family. If you were to see my mother and Mrs. Yokota side by side, they look so similar. We knew that when we talked. They're the same age, and when they met for the first time several years ago, my mother knew they shared a similar experience, and that was a turning point for our family. Our hope, our daily prayers of family for all those who have been abducted is that they may also soon return. With this thought, this mindset, we use hope, prayer, perseverance, and our own inspired actions to help bring David home. For these abductees, we also pray for and have a faith in the dawning of their brighter day. Further, we thank all families affected by those abductions for their continued courage and concerted fight for the recognition by their governmental leaders. We call upon responsible government officials everywhere, but especially the best friends of the Korean people, the United States, Japan, and the People's Republic of China to effect change. This is a time in the course of human events when that which is morally right to bring all abductees home can be accomplished. Yet, in this quest, we would be selfish, most selfish, I might add, should the return of our loved ones, these abductees, be the sole focus of our efforts. Though we and the abductees suffer we suffer presently and have suffered for many years, millions of innocent citizens of the country of North Korea continue to suffer under oppression, punishment, abuses, malnutrition, fear, and other unspeakable tortures brought upon them by their own government. They have endured this long, dark night of pain, oppression, even horror for the entire duration of their lives. Yes, for generations they have suffered. We would be remiss should we forget their plight, their sufferings, and not work together for the dawning of their brighter day. Therefore, with our heartfelt desire to bring home our loved ones, let us not forget the forsaken people of North Korea. Let us also help them find a warm, sunlit spring morning, filled with hope, opportunity, and freedom. As our hearts reach out to all the abductees and their affected families, we pray for the oppressed people of the DPRK. They, like us, suffer. They, like us, shall one day be freed from pain. This is the hope of the Sneden family, that all will soon be free. We desire, all within the sound of our voice, to pick up the torch of hope while working relentlessly for a brighter day upon the Korean Peninsula. The oppression of people there shall cease. Respectfully yours, the Roy and Kathleen Sneden family.
Cindy, warm beer, please.
I'm going to wait to see Otto. Hopefully he'll be up there soon, because I always have to pretend like I'm talking to him, because I do this for Otto. And I want to thank you all, because you all are here for us. And so many people don't care what's going on. And your support keeps me fighting. I'm going to wait. Where is he? I'll tell you a little bit about Otto. Otto was in his third year at the University of Virginia. He was a great student, a fabulous son, a great brother, lots of friends. I raised Otto different than I was raised. I have a lot of fear and tentativeness about what I should do. And I wanted Otto to be empowered, to not be afraid, to grab onto everything he could in the world and live a really full life. And unfortunately, I had no idea when he took the tour to North Korea what he was walking into. North Korea, to me, is a cancer on the earth. And if we ignore this cancer, it's not going to go away. It's going to kill all of us. We don't even know we have this cancer, so that's why I talk. There is a cancer, I can tell you. Otto was all about love and goodness. He never got in a fight with anyone in his whole life, and he never got in trouble. He had a job, his dream job on Wall Street. As soon as he graduated, he got that his junior year. He always saw the best in people. If I ever was critical, he would call me on it. And he just always saw the best in people. So I know when they took Otto that he thought he'd be released because he knew he didn't do anything. And he thought, if I play by their rules, they're going to let me go. And I know he was sorry he ever went into that God-forsaken place. Had I known that North Korea wanted money for Otto, I would have gladly given him money from day one. That isn't what they wanted from Otto in the beginning. First of all, they want everything they can get from anyone they take. Thank you for that picture. They want everything they can get from them. They have no respect for human beings. I don't know if Kim has power anymore. He sure acts like he doesn't, because he's not making the right decisions, and it's obvious to the world that we're on to him. But unless we keep the pressure on North Korea, they are not going to change. And I am very afraid that we're going to let up on this pressure. So I need everyone here to keep the pressure on, everybody you can. There are still a lot of families here that deserve to see their family members. I'm going to tell you what it was like when I saw Otto, when he got off the plane. Well, no, I went on the plane. My gorgeous boy, who every girl had an immediate crush on, looked like a monster. I swear. The look in his eyes, which I didn't know he was blind at the time, was absolute horror. Horror, like he'd seen the devil, and he had. He was with the devil. Okay, enough negativity. I have to write down positive things so I stay positive. First of all, I have so much gratitude to meet all the Japanese dignitaries, family members, who have so much restraint and honor. I'm sorry I can't exhibit the same restraint, but I know they forgive me. Then I want to thank the American government. They brought Otto home. You can see the Japanese are desperately trying to do the same. We have to bring our family members home. We have to come together on this issue. This should not be a partisan issue. This is a problem. This is not only a nuclear problem, this is a problem that we're dealing with absolute evil. We can ignore it like I would have had this not happened to me. But I can't guarantee that something bad's not going to happen if we leave things alone. There's a charade going on right now. It's called diplomacy. How can you have diplomacy with someone that never tells the truth? That's what I want to know. I'm all for it, but I'm very skeptical. He lies, he lies, he lies, all for himself. And his regime, oh my gosh, if you could call it a regime. They only care about themselves. They do not care about all the people in the concentration camps. They aren't gulags to me, they're concentration camps. The only difference between Hitler and him is he's doing it to all of his people. And to other people too. I will be strong because Otto always was proud of me for being strong. He was the strongest kid I knew. Thank you.
Before we conclude, I should mention by way of housekeeping that there are reporters in the green room who will want to be interviewing our panelists. So may I ask our panelists when they leave to go to the green room for the interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, we can, I hope, all express our sympathy for the suffering of these families and our solidarity with their cause. We should also never forget, this is not an inexplicable tragedy. The suffering these families and so many others have inflicted upon them comes from the logic and the deep DNA of a wicked, I dare say an evil state. Thank you all very much. We will now move into the next panel.
I think our panel members should come up to the front at this point.
I don't know. I don't think it matters. Is there an order? No, I'm sorry. Is there an order? I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Good afternoon. I'm Scooter Libby. I'm a senior vice president here at the Hudson Institute. It's an honor to be here with the representatives of the families who are now heading to their next event, and also Minister Sato, the Diet members who are with us, and this audience, which bears witness to all that we have heard. This second panel will take a look at some of these issues in depth with regard to the international community. We meet at the start of a new Reiwa era in Japan. Official translation of this is beautiful harmony. Unofficially, it might be rendered as rule-based order for peace. Reiwa struck a note with me because 35 years ago this week, I was part of President Reagan's trip to China. And while at Fudan University, less than a year after one of these abductions, in fact, in his famous speech, President Reagan spoke of living in harmony with friends. There's no harmony, there's no rule-based order that accepts kidnapping and the continued holding of other countries' citizens. I mention this because Japan and South Korea and America together hope to bring about a prompt resolution to this problem. But others, notably China, have a role to play in this too. When Reagan went to Fudan, he had a second message for the students and all of Asia. He said that Americans believe in not taking what belongs to others. And we believe in the dignity of each man, woman, and child, and of each individual's special right to make his own decisions and lead his own life. That is one of democracy's greatest strengths, in my view, that we care about each individual life. It's a strength we share with Japan and South Korea, and which brings us here today. We must recognize that there are other countries that don't share this dedication. But the Chinese and other states have often spoken of non-interference in their sovereignty. Nothing could be more repugnant to our sense of harmony, of fairness, individual dignity, or to a sense of national sovereignty than what we heard today. I hope that people in Asia and across the world will recognize the message of Reiwa and of President Reagan and the terrible wrongs to which we bear witness, and stretch out their hands promptly to right it. Our first speaker on the panel will be Diet member Furuya Keiji, 10 terms representative. He has focused on the abduction issue, the Constitution, and the resilience of Japan. He is the former cabinet minister in charge of this issue and currently the chairperson of the Diet Committee for the Early Rescue of the North Korean abductees.
おはようございます。私は、私は、衆議院議員の古谷圭司でございます。今、北朝鮮に拉致された日本人を早期に救出するために行動する議員連盟の会長を務めています。この議員連盟は300人を超える大きな議員連盟で、超党派でございます。政府、議員連盟が連携して活発な活動をしています。したがって、すべての日本人はこの拉致問題を認識しています。今日は、その議員連盟の代表として、会長の私、それから今紹介申し上げます、参議院議員の山谷恵理子会長代行、それから、衆議院議員の渡辺修会長代行、衆議院議員の原口和弘副会長、そして、幹事長の、衆議院議員松原仁幹事長。まずは、拉致は国家の意思で他国の国民を奪い取る行為であり、究極の人権侵害であり、テロにも等しいものです。絶対に許せないということをまず強調したいと思います。本日のセミナーの目的は、北朝鮮による拉致問題を一人でも多くの米国人に知ってもらうこと、そして拉致問題を解決することが、すなわちすべての被害者を返すことが、北朝鮮の尊厳を回復をして国際社会から認められる国へと転換できるのだということを、金正恩国務委員長に対し強いメッセージを発すること。改めて指摘したいのは、拉致を実行したのは金正日であって、息子の金正恩は関わっていないということであります。小泉純一郎当時の総理大臣、金正日委員長の間で、2002年2月、平壌宣言、日朝平壌宣言が採択をされましたが、この宣言に基づき、日朝二国間で仮に国交正常化を実現することができれば、北朝鮮の豊富な天然資源等は大きな魅力があり、経済発展につながるのです。金正恩委員長はこれをしっかりと認識すべきであります。拉致問題解決のためには、日米強力な連携が不可欠であります。現在はトランプ大統領と安倍首相との揺るぎない信頼関係を構築をしています。今が最大のチャンスであります。トランプ大統領は2回の米朝会談でも、拉致問題をキム委員長に明確に伝えていただきました。また日本では、平成の時代から令和の時代に5月から移りました。そしてその4月の、日米首脳会談でも、2人は拉致問題でも突っ込んだ話し合いをしています。そして令和の時代初の国賓として5月に大統領は来日予定でございます。 6月の G20 にも出席を予定です。3ヶ月続けて日米首脳が会談をすることになるわけであります。これは金正恩国務委員長への大きなプレッシャーになることは間違いありません。北朝鮮の公式見解は、朝鮮通央通信等が連日日本に対して拉致問題を含めて極めて厳しいトーンで批判を続けています。裏を返せば、国内事情が深刻な環境にあることであります。ちなみに最近北朝鮮を訪問した人間から聞きましたが、平壌の外国人専用ホテルでもパンが著しく不足している、こういうことを語っていました。厳しい批判を続ける北朝鮮の本音は、日本からの支援を欲しいからであります。しかし、厳しい態度を取るというのが北朝鮮のいつもの手法です。すなわち、譲歩はほんの少し、得るものは最大。この手法は核・ミサイル問題での米朝首脳会談でもはっきりしています。米国人で拉致された疑いが濃厚のデイビッド・スネドン氏調査を促す決議がすでに上下両院で可決をされています。先ほどもお兄様のマイケル・スネドンさんからもお話がございました。我々議員連盟としてこの上下両院議員に積極的にアプローチを行ってきた経緯がございます。すなわち日米同盟の絆の中で、核・ミサイル問題とともに拉致問題についてもアメリカと共有することができる、これいうことでございまして、これは金正恩国務委員長への大きな圧力にもつながります。日本人拉致問題解決のためにあらゆる手段を私たちは尽くしていきたいと思います。しかし、日朝首脳が直接に向き合って相互不信の殻を破って話し合うことが不可欠と安倍総理自らも言及をしています。日本は米国の協力を得ながら、この日朝会談を実現をしてまなじりを消して拉致問題の解決を目指す覚悟であります。拉致議員連盟としてもそのためにあらゆる手段を尽くして全力で取り組みたいと思っております。以上で私の、発言は終わります。ありがとうございました。
Thank you. Our next speaker is Michael Schiffer, Senior Democratic Staffer on the prestigious Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for East Asia, position close to my heart.
Well, thank you very much, and it's nice to hear the Senate Foreign Relations Committee referred to as prestigious still these days. If I can ask from our friends in the press who are in the room, as a staff member, if you can consider my remarks to be on background, as I would like to continue to be a staff member. And I also want to pass on regards from Senator Menendez from New Jersey, who is the ranking member on the committee. He wishes that he could have been here with you this morning, but know that he is certainly thinking about all of your families and about the fate of the abductees in North Korea. Briefly, and I don't think as a surprise to anybody here, there's a deep bipartisan commitment to human rights in North Korea, not just for the suffering of the people of North Korea, but also for the fate of the Japanese abductees and Americans who have been unjustly imprisoned and worse by the regime in Pyongyang. And I think it's fair to say that for members of Congress, if we can't characterize the regime in Pyongyang as evil, then the word evil has no meaning anymore. And so that is a commitment that I think that you can expect to see continue. It's been one that we have demonstrated and exhibited across Congresses controlled by both Democrats and Republicans, and with administrations with both Democrats and Republicans in the White House. We view it as our role to keep the administration's feet to the fire, to make sure that these issues receive the attention that they deserve. As was mentioned, we've passed resolutions for David Sneden. We've passed resolutions for Otto. Truly heartbreaking situation, and I mean, I have nothing but admiration for you and your family. It's, well, words fail me. We have also made sure, and increasingly so in the past several years, to include human rights issues in the sanctions legislation that Congress has passed, and to include statutory requirements now, starting with the North Korean Sanctions Enhancement Act in 2016, that will not allow U.S. or international sanctions to be rolled back completely unless there is concrete action by North Korea to address human rights issues, including the fate of the abductees. And I think that is a commitment that you can expect to see Congress continue to hold to. One can imagine any number of paths for diplomacy with North Korea. But for me, and I think for my boss, and I dare say on this issue, I feel safe in speaking for members on both sides of my committee, it's impossible to imagine a solution for the North Korea challenge that does not include resolution of human rights, does not address the fate of the abductees, and does not include justice for Americans who have been victims of this regime. And so for my Japanese friends, let me finish up by noting that, you know, we take our alliance and our partnership with Japan with utmost seriousness. In every discussion that we have with the administration, members, both sides of the aisle, House and Senate, make sure to emphasize how important it is that in any engagement with North Korea, that Japanese equities, including the fate of the abductees, are taken into account. And that's something that we will continue to keep our eye on, and something that we will continue to pay attention to. So thank you.
Our next speaker is Lucy Griffiths, Senior Legislative Assistant for Congressman Chris Stewart, who is a member of the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence in the House, and a specialist on foreign affairs. Lucy.
Well, I feel like it was just all stated, so thank you. How Congress, the Senate, how we feel. So thank you for those comments, and also thank you for your bravery, for those that are here as family members, to be here and to share your stories. We greatly appreciate that. And then, as my remarks will predominantly focus on David, I must wish him a happy birthday publicly, too. What a interesting way to celebrate a birthday, but very grateful that we can be here to not forget him and forget his memory that brings us here today, and not just for him, but all those who have also been affected by this regime. So thank you, and happy birthday, David. I just wanted to give a little background on behalf of the Congressman, and again, he wishes he could be here, but unfortunately it did not work with his schedule, so I get the honor. But he first became very familiar with David's case when he first entered office, actually due to a personal connection through his own son. The Congressman's son was actually a friend of David Sneden's, and they actually interacted due to missionary service. So David had served in South Korea and then was in a capacity of teaching language skills to those that would continue with missionary service in South Korea. And it just so happened that the Congressman's son was one who was going to be serving in South Korea, and therefore interacted with David in what they call the Missionary Training Center, where he was learning language and skills to be able to interact with the culture and to survive, I guess you would say, an international experience for someone that had never had that experience. So obviously showing that David was a very skilled linguist and also very adept. He's very adept at cultures. So that is the first connection with the Congressman and why he became engaged, aside from obviously his responsibility as a member of Congress to be engaged on these issues. And then, as was mentioned, an expert in foreign affairs that he is, he took a personal interest in David's case, which led to, and it's been mentioned already, but I'll say it again, to the passage of a House resolution in 2016. There was also one passed in the Senate that was H.Res. 891, expressing concern over the disappearance of David Sneden. The main goal with that, of course, is to keep the relevance of the case there, to make sure that it's not forgotten. And I believe that that can go without saying, that that is not just the relevance of David's case, but also everyone else who is in the same circumstance. And as has been noted, it's affecting many countries. Many countries have been affected by the abductee situation. So the main three pillars of that was that the State Department would continue to investigate and consider all possibilities of explanation for David's disappearance. Second would be that they coordinate their efforts through the governments of Japan, South Korea, and China. And lastly, that they keep Congress and the Sneden family informed of those efforts. Through this experience with this resolution, Congressman Stewart was able to interact with various individuals at the State Department. He will tell you that he was impressed and grateful for the good work in which they did, especially in the beginning phases of David's disappearance, the efforts and the pressure that was put on the Chinese government to continue to investigate. But unfortunately, due to turnover of staff and also just the reality of time, the congressman felt that it had definitely fallen off the radar in terms of looking into other options and not just simply accepting the status quo. Again, why the resolution came to fruition. Congressman Stewart continues to share this concern along with all the other abductees and continues to put pressure when possible on the case and the situation that is facing all of the family members here. I wish I had more to report on, to be honest. I wish I could sit here and tell you right now that we have some big breakthrough. That is not the case. However, as has been noted many times, these high-level talks and the increasing number of high-level talks that are at least becoming public make us hopeful that this is an issue that is continually brought up. Our President Trump, as has been noted, has brought it up, and we continue to pressure through the State Department and other opportunities. Congressman Stewart happens to be a good friend of Secretary Pompeo, to be able to pressure and continue to bring up the importance of this. I think it's important that it's not forgotten, and that's why we're grateful to be here today and to be able to commemorate that. I could continue on some of the efforts and collaborations from foreign affairs perspective that Congressman Stewart is engaged on. However, I feel like there was a wonderful synopsis that's already been given. No need to continue and repeat, but just know that, again, we appreciate the collaboration with the Japanese government. We appreciate the collaboration with all of those that have been affected by this situation. And as things evolve on the peninsula, the importance of continuing that collaboration as we move forward. Thank you.
Our next to last speaker is Tom Rose, a friend and a man I admire greatly. He's a top advisor to Vice President Pence, who, as many of you know, has been a leading voice on Asian policy for this administration. In each of the 2 years of the Trump administration, I have been present when Tom has given stunning remarks in Tokyo about American foreign policy. He's also a hero to many over the course of his career on human rights issues. Tom?
Thank you. Let me turn my clock on here so I don't hit the 6 minutes. Thank you very much, Scooter, and everyone here. Listening to the stories of the abductees and, of course, our beloved Cindy and Fred, one can't help but think that this world can be a rotten place with rotten people and rotten regimes. But in listening to the passion and the commitment and the continued resolve of those free citizens whose abductees have been gone, whose loved ones have been murdered, it's a reminder, a powerful one, of the beauty in this world, the power of freedom, and the sanctity and inviolability of every single human life. Nothing about North Korea should be forgotten, especially in light of negotiations and diplomacy that this administration is attempting to successfully conduct with the DPRK. Since its founding, the totalitarian leadership of the DPRK has exacted unparalleled privation and cruelty upon its subjects, torture, forced mass starvation, execution, murder, forced abortion, and a systemic system of slave labor and innovative perfections of totalitarian control that have been best highlighted by Dr. Eberstadt, who sits here, have been the means by which this regime has retained and consolidated its hold on power. Now, Cindy said diplomacy with the DPRK is a charade. Well, if human rights isn't part of that diplomacy, Cindy is absolutely right. Because no peace can ever come with a regime who treats its citizens in a manner that is simply beyond comprehension of anyone living in the West. Public executions, mass forced starvation. The president's been emphatic and direct with Chairman Kim on the 2 occasions when they've met. I would simply ask of the abductees and of Cindy and Fred something very direct, and that is to never, ever let us forget your stories, to always stay in the spotlight, to never refrain from going on television or addressing conferences like this, to never refrain from voicing criticisms or objections when they feel merited. Listening to these stories today, the Japanese abductees, and of course Fred and Cindy, I was reminded of something I heard a while ago about the difference between the words history and memory. History in English broken out into 2 words, his story. Memory begins with 2 letters, me, myself. I would simply ask of all the abductee families and all those who've suffered at the hands of this brutal regime, never to let your stories become history, but to always insist that they remain our memory, imprinted on our hearts and in our minds, so that their story can become and remain our own. There'll never be peace until these issues are resolved. President Trump is committed to that. Vice President Pence is committed to that. And I know all of you are. So, again, never let us off the hook. Keep the pressure on, not just the North Korean regime, but keep the pressure on us, keep the pressure on the Congress, on the administration, and all of us to ensure that we stay on the right and true path. Thank you very much.
Our final speaker before questions is Melanie Kirkpatrick, a colleague and a friend, a longtime observer of the situation in North Korea, author of an outstanding book related to this subject, and author of many superb columns in the Wall Street Journal.
Thank you, Scooter, and good morning, ohayo gozaimasu, to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to talk a little bit about the citizens of countries, of all countries, who have been kidnapped by North Korea. Let me give you a list of the names of the countries. They are South Korea, China, France, Guinea, Italy, Japan, Jordan, Lebanon, Macau, the Netherlands, Malaysia, Romania, Singapore, and Thailand. To that list, I would add the United States, because I believe David Sneden was probably kidnapped by North Korean agents in 2004. The tragic stories we heard earlier today represent only a few of the victims. There are many, many more. Several hundred Japanese were probably abducted. The number of South Koreans who were taken, fishermen, soldiers, students, ordinary people, runs into the thousands. Lebanese kidnap victims who managed to go home reported seeing French, Dutch, and Italian women at a North Korean spy institute. Who are they? No one knows. Are they still in North Korea? North Korea won't say. Most of the North Korean kidnappings that have been documented took place during the 70s and the 80s. Do not, however, make the mistake of thinking that North Korea's history of kidnapping people in foreign countries is a relic of the past. Now, as then, North Korea has no respect for the sovereignty of other countries, the rule of law, or for the sanctity of human life. In recent years, North Korea's kidnappers have turned their attention to China, where they have kidnapped Chinese and South Korean citizens and taken them to North Korea. These people were targeted because of their work helping North Korean escapees who are hiding in China. A Chicago area pastor was kidnapped and taken to North Korea, where he died. This pastor carried South Korean citizenship, but was a green card holder in the United States. Since Kim Jong-un took power at the end of 2011, the focus of North Korea's kidnapping operations has been on its own citizens who are living abroad. In 2014, North Korean agents abducted a North Korean student from the university he was attending in Paris. The young man was the son of a senior North Korean official who had just been purged and executed. The student escaped. He fled from his captors at Charles de Gaulle Airport, and he remains in hiding. A similar episode took place in France in 2013, when a North Korean student vanished from another university. A week later, he reappeared on campus, guarded by police. The full story hasn't come out, but we know that French authorities made the decision to protect the student because they believed he was in danger of being kidnapped by North Korea. Who was he? This is where the story gets really interesting. His name is Kim Han-sol, and he is the son of Kim Jong-un's half-brother, the man whose murder Kim Jong-un ordered at Kuala Lumpur Airport in 2017. After his father's death, Kim Han-sol disappeared again and reportedly is hiding in a Western country. Kim Jong-un, who has no sons, may consider the young man a threat to his continued rule. Kim Han-sol is Western educated and he speaks fluent English. He has called his uncle a dictator and he has expressed sympathy for the plight of the people of North Korea. A threat indeed. One final example of recent kidnappings. Last fall, North Korea's ambassador to Italy and his wife defected. They left behind in Rome their teenage daughter, who reportedly is disabled. 4 days later, the daughter disappeared. She eventually turned up in Pyongyang, and she is believed to have been kidnapped from Italy by North Korean agents. Her seizure has been interpreted as a warning to her parents not to go public with the story of their defections. Early in his presidency, President Trump spoke about North Korea's horrific record on human rights. He invited Sidney and Fred Warmbier and a North Korean escapee to the State of the Union address. He and Mrs. Trump met in Tokyo with the mother of Megumi Yokota, the 13-year-old abductee whose tragic story we heard this morning from her brother. Recently, however, President Trump has been quiet on the subject of human rights. In my view, human rights, including the abduction issue, deserve a place on the agenda during the negotiations with Kim Jong-un. I hope the moment will come soon that the United States thinks the time is right to discuss this issue very fully and try to make progress with Kim Jong-un on this issue. As for North Korea, Kim Jong-un has given no indication that he is interested in considering Mr. Trump's proposal to help the North develop its economy in return for denuclearization. Perhaps he understands that developing North Korea's economy would require a far more open society than exists today, a development that could threaten his continued rule. If, however, Kim Jong-un reaches the point where he wishes to signal the world that he is willing to change and is serious about it, there is a way to get our attention. Identify and free every one of the abductees. Thank you.
Thank you all. I want to first thank the panel en masse, thank Prime Minister Abe and President Trump for their leadership on these issues, and welcome Nick back up here to help run the Q&A period, which follows. Thank you for the panel very much. No, we'll stay up here in case of the question.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all appreciate Scooter's panel and what his speakers had to say. We're running towards the end of our time, and this is the place where we can have some questions and interventions from the floor. I'd like to start by inviting Mr. Nishioka, the chairman of the National Association for the Rescue of Japanese Kidnapped by North Korea, to offer our group a few words. Mr. Nishioka, nice to see you again.
ありがとうございます。私は今日の話を聞いていてですね、拉致の戦いは実は嘘との戦いだと思いました。そして拉致に関して世界中から拉致があるということを今議論してくださいましたけれども、彼らがついている嘘は実は2段階あるというふうに思っています。最初は拉致をしてないというんです。拉致をしているのに拉致をしてないという。しかし日本は、我々はその戦いには勝ちました。日本人も拉致をしてないと言ってたけれども、拉致はしたと認めさせました。しかしまだスネドさんのケースやルーマニアのケースやタイのケースなどはそこまで言ってません。だから拉致をしたということを認めさせなくちゃいけないと思います。日本は拉致をさせることを認めさせましたが、しかし今度は拉致した人が死んだという嘘をつかれました。しかしこれは日本政府が作ったパンフレットですけれども、ここを見ると死んだと言われている人たち8人について証拠が全くないんです。死んだという今度は嘘をついています。そこで質問なのですが、ぜひですね、司会者の1部と2部の司会者、バスタスさんとリビーさんにご質問したいのですが、近く安倍総理は金正恩と会えるのではないか、私たちはそう思っています。安倍総理の課題は、この嘘を金正恩からこれは間違っていましたと、私たちは嘘をついてました、8人は生きています、めぐみさんたちを返しますと言わせなければならない。安倍総理が金正恩に会ったときに、8人は死亡だというのは嘘でした、もっと被害者がいましたということを言わせるために安倍総理は何をしたらいいのか、どのように金正恩と向かい合ったらいいと思われるか、エバスタッツさんとリビーさんに、我々に対するアドバイスをいただければと思います。以上です。
Thank you very much. Are there questions or comments from others on the floor? Yes, please, in the back. I know who you are, but would you identify yourself?
My name is Don Kirk. I've spent a bit of time in South Korea. I'm kind of amazed by the praise that's heaped upon President Trump and the administration for what they've done about human rights in North Korea. Actually, as we know, he hasn't mentioned it as far as I know, except to ask about the Warmbier case in his last summit in Hanoi. What can be done to get President Trump to move on this issue, to say something? And is he afraid that this would disrupt the whole process, or is it worth disrupting the whole process of attempts at reconciliation? As I say, I'm really stunned by some of the comments I've heard in praise of President Trump, when actually my impression is he's done nothing. So lately, that is. So I wonder if you could comment on this. Thank you.
Before a response from our panelists, maybe we could gather another question. Okay, one final question. Yes, please. And please also, again, identify yourself.
I'm Peter Humphrey, an intel analyst and a former diplomat. I don't believe in giving security guarantees to mass murderers or people who just can abduct. That seems wrong to me, and yet this business of security guarantees keeps coming up over and over again. How do we get that off the table?
Thank you. We just have a few minutes left, so I would invite our panelists to offer any comments to these questions or to these observations. Maybe starting with Scooter and moving along across, if you have any comments.
Nishioka-sensei, I'm quite aware of Prime Minister Abe's tremendous skills as a diplomat. I don't think I would offer him advice on how to respond to this tricky situation of someone who has lied repeatedly, a regime and a history in the regime of lying so repeatedly. But I am sure that as they look across the table at each other, each will know what the truth is.
Thank you. I would simply respond to the suggestions that this administration has done nothing and doesn't care about human rights, to testify to the fact that we're here today. I'm here today. The Vice President met with North Korean defectors on Monday. I think it's inaccurate and unfair, but as I said in my remarks, I would very earnestly ask Cindy and Fred and others to never stop commenting, criticizing when they believe it's necessary, to never hold back their voices, to never let us, quote unquote, off the hook. Pressure needs to be applied, I believe, externally to a host of sources. Obviously, the DPRK is first and foremost, but pressure needs to stay on us, on our administration, to ensure that we can proceed with negotiations on a critical national security issue. Let's not forget North Korea has nuclear weapons and the ability to deliver them to the United States. So this is not simply an aesthetic exercise. It's quite real and it's quite existential to us, and it does require some delicacy. But Cindy's not bound by that, and Fred's not bound by that. They're free citizens in a free country who have a right and duty to insist that their voices be heard at all times when they want them to be heard.
Yeah, a couple of comments. First, I would hope, speaking on behalf of the Article 1 branch of our government, which considers itself to be separate and co-equal, the congressional voices on the importance of human rights, the importance of abductees, the importance of achieving justice for American citizens and others who have been unfairly held by, unjustly held by North Korea, that counts for something as an expression of where the U.S. government is on these issues and the central importance that we place as a government on respect for human rights and on justice, on the rule of law, and the like. On the question of security guarantees, I guess I would offer that if you look at what we have tried to include in legislation, and legislation is a very, very blunt tool for calibrating policy well. But we have tried to include real, measurable, and concrete steps that we believe that Pyongyang would have to undertake if we are going to get to a final deal that address some of these core concerns about human rights. And I guess I would offer that were we to see Pyongyang undertake those actions, that would mark an essentially transformed regime that does respect the rights of its own people, and that would be an important turning point that would allow us to engage with them in ways that are fundamentally different than how we can or how we should today. Now, I won't comment here on my expectation that Pyongyang will ever take those steps under its current regime, but we have been very, very clear in laying down those markers and demanding those things in statute as actions that the Pyongyang would have to undertake if we were ever to get to a peace deal that would be sustainable and enduring.
I'll reiterate again from the congressional standpoint, I think it's pretty clear where Congress has come down in terms of human rights when it comes to North Korea, and there's various legislation that would show that. And then I know I'm among experts, so there's no need for me to give you a history lesson other than to say we all know that the question of North Korea takes in immensely complicated matters, very historical matters, and it is much more than one or two or even three countries when we really look at who would be ultimately affected by some of these decisions. And so it is a very delicate matter. That stated, of course, we stand united in saying that human rights must be a very large portion of that. But I will refrain from commenting directly towards the administration, considering that I work for a congressman and I probably should not speak on behalf of him, as much as to share that that Congress has definitely put their foot down and put their stake in the ground in terms of where they stand with the human rights question.
Ready? この人権問題についてのご質問ありましたけどね、私は日本とアメリカとは今一番いい関係にあると思います。もう一回最初から、人権問題についてのご質問ですけど、今アメリカと日本はトランプ大統領と安倍総理との深い信頼関係において良好、最近ないいい関係だと思います。そこで拉致問題は究極の人権侵害なんです。で、このことに対してトランプ大統領自らがですね、金正恩委員長にもしっかり人権問題のという視点でもはっきり伝えてもらっている。これはですね、私は素晴らしいことだと、こういうふうに改めて評価をしたいと思う。あと国内の問題については私は日本の人間ですから、この問題についての言及は控えさせていただきたいと思います。もう一点、西岡さんから、同じ日本人同士で質問ありましたけど、安倍総理はですね、サミットのメンバーの国の中で、メルケルさんに続いてですね、経験長いですね。それから6年余りの間に、もう百何十カ国の首脳と会談をしてます。そういう意味での知見は、今までの総理大臣にはないものを持っていると、私はそう確信しています。だからこそ、本人も自ら、金正恩委員長と向き合って、相互不信の殻を破って虚心坦懐に議論したいとこう言ってるわけでありまして、私は、このことを高く評価したいというふうに思います。おそらくご本人はいろいろなそういう今までの経験で、対応してくれると、そして成果を出していただけると、こういうふうに期待をいたしております。以上です。
Very briefly, I, like Scooter, wouldn't dare to offer advice to Prime Minister Abe, but I'll make a couple of points if I could. One is that Mr. Abe is passionate about this issue. And he was in Washington a week ago, and you may have seen photos of his meeting with President Trump and noticed the little blue pin on his lapel. He's never without this, and he says he wears it every day to remind him that he must identify and bring home the Japanese abductees. And I admire that passion and that conviction. But I would say I am skeptical that a meeting with Kim Jong-un would be successful. In the past, we know that North Korea has lied and prevaricated. It even sent back incorrect remains, false remains. So I would say to you, Mr. Nishioka, that I think if this meeting goes through, Japan needs to be prepared for failure.
Thank you, Melanie. A few final concluding words and comments. First of all, many thanks to our friends at Hudson and HRNK and the government of Japan for organizing this important gathering, and thank you all for joining. Second, to belabor the obvious, to say this for the umpteenth time, these tragedies and violations which we've talked about today are not what we might call random acts of unkindness. There is a deep state logic in the abductions, in the use of the abductees by this mechanism of oppression. Take a look at the HRNK report. Read the chapters on the use of these abductees in the North Korean system. Third, it is heartening to have our Japanese friends here and our American friends here, but as we know, as Melanie and others, as Mr. Huang has mentioned, many of the victims are South Korean victims. Possibly most of the victims are South Korean victims. We await the South Korean government's awakening and finding of its own voice on this issue. Since this government, since the current administration in South Korea is so largely composed of self-described human rights activists, we can hope that they will find a place to join in our common cause here. And finally, let me remind some of you that here in Little Washington, D.C., this week is designated as North Korea Freedom Week. You can see how much work we have cut out for us ahead. Thank you all for coming. All the best. Congratulations.